Welcome to the Class Business Podcast. I'm Krissy Monaghan, your host, and today we're joined by Emma Drummond, the founder of EM-MAgination Craft, which provides creative craft sessions, parties, experiences for people of all ages across Plymouth, from newborn keepsakes and messy play sessions to after-school clubs, adult crafts and creative experiences in care settings. Emma has built a wonderful, inclusive brand that encourages everyone to imagine, craft and create. Emma is a finalist for Brand Excellence of the Year, sponsored by the Club Hub UK at the Class Business Awards. I'm so excited about having this conversation with Emma, so let's dive in. Emma, it's absolutely amazing to have you here with us today on the podcast. For everyone who is listening online or watching us on YouTube, please tell everyone who you are, what do you do, and where do you do it?
Hey everyone, so I'm Emma and I run EM-MAgination Craft, which is a crafting business based in Plymouth, and we run sessions for everyone from tiny babies, messy sessions for toddlers, after school clubs, and even sessions for adults as well.
And what did you do before this? I know we've touched on this before, but for everyone that doesn't know you, tell them a bit about your back history.
Yeah, so I was a paediatric speech and language therapist for almost 10 years in the NHS, and I assumed I would always be a paediatric speech and language therapist in the NHS, and where we live kind of in Devon, there was only kind of one trust, so I assumed I'd be there forever. And then I had my first baby at the beginning of the lockdown, and everything kind of changed, and I decided I didn't really want to be a paediatric speech and language therapist for the rest of my life.
Well, that was a big decision to take. So did you leave straight away, or how did you take the leap into self-employment?
So I went back to work a year after having my eldest, into what was a crazy NHS we were trying to do speech therapy with gloves and masks, and schools were back to normal at that point, but we definitely weren't. And I ended up having 6 months off of work, with kind of poor mental health, anxiety, real fear of kind of COVID and catching it and becoming poorly. So kind of spent a couple of months having some counselling and getting some support. And then I was like, right, I need to think about something different, and explored lots of different kind of routes and different things I could do. At one point I was like, I'll just go and work in Lidl at the checkouts. And then kind of came up with this idea and spoke to some other kind of activity providers that I knew, and decided, to take the plunge and completely go self-employed and set up EM-MAgination Craft.
And did you always have a crafting background? Did you always do this in the past, or was it just something completely new?
So I don't kind of have any like professional qualifications. I did GCSE art and design and graphic design. And then when I went to college to do kind of A-levels, I realised I needed to do kind of different subjects to get into university to do my speech and language therapy. So I did do 1 year of design technology, like an AS level, but then had to drop that to do my A-levels. But yeah, I've always been really creative. I was always that child, if, what do you want for your birthday? I'll have a craft kit. Loved cross stitch. I've got millions of cross stitch I've done over the year. And just enjoy being creative. Kind of done brownies and guides, and now I'm in scouting, so we like to get creative there as well.
Yeah, you do a lot of work in the guides and scouts, so just tell what's the history there?
Yeah, so I was a brownie when I was 7, and interestingly I was that child who started and cried the whole session and wouldn't let my mum leave, and then we always joke about that now that I'm still there however many years later. And then at one point I was rainbow brownie and guide leader, and there wasn't a senior section group near where I lived when I grew up, but there was an Explorer Scout section, so went over to the dark side and become kind of a scout. And I think I'm something like 12 years down the line now, so I've been a beaver leader at the same unit for 12 years now.
Wow. And you do that on a voluntary basis?
Yeah. So I think lots of people think that we get paid. So yeah, they kind of ping us an email over. And yeah, we don't. We do it completely voluntary. Still have to do all the training and like safeguarding, first aid, all of that kind of stuff. Yeah, and we do it all in our own time. So yeah, it's quite a full on when you're doing normal mum admin, like for your own family, and beaver stuff and imagination stuff. And
but I suppose it crossed over quite nicely to the business because you were already working with children, getting experience of doing admin and all of that side of the work that you have to do.
Yeah, totally. And it's very similar in one sense. In one sense, I'm more strict about beaver admin. So I took my beaver emails off my phone. So I only do beaver admin when I log onto the computer and want to do it. Which sometimes I think maybe I should do that with my work emails as well, but we don't, because we put our hearts and souls into our business. So, but yeah, loads of similarities, and actually it's really lovely. I actually did a post yesterday that one of my beavers is also an Imaginator, and his mum comes to adult craft sessions, and he's leaving and moving up to Cubs, and it got me some beautiful presents. And actually his mum gifted one of the cards that we made at our last adult session. So it was really nice to receive something that she'd made with me as a little thank you.
It's like full circle, isn't it? It's like full circle. So how long has the business been going for?
So we've just turned 4, and we had our 4th birthday on the 30th of June. So we celebrated with our craft to school club and our adult crafters. So yeah, it's become a little bit of a tradition now. So every year we've done something, and we get some lovely cupcakes from another local business, Sweet Generations, who do kind of gluten-free and all allergy safe. And lots of my adult crafters and craft school club have allergies. So it's just nice to be able to have nice allergy-free, safe cupcakes.
Oh, it sounds like a great celebration. And obviously 4 years is a good chunk of time to be in business. So you're finalist for Brand Excellence of the Year. How did you feel about that when your name was called?
It was like, I think it was one of those things. It was just a really lovely one to be finalist for, just because we are just us. It is just me. And yeah, we have quite a strong brand in the sense that all of our kind of families that visit us are our Imaginators. We're orange, as you can see. So we are, bright and colourful. And yeah, we've kind of built that over the years. So kind of each year something kind of gets added in to the mix. And yeah, I'd like to think, and I think it's true, that when people see something that is ours, they know it's ours straight away in the local area. Yeah, and it was really lovely when, you gave that little shout out when you announced the finalists, to big up me, little old me, as kind of the only independent within that category that was a finalist. So yeah, it was really chuffed.
It's a massive accolade. Like, at the end of the day, all the other brands named as finalists are big franchise brands. Yeah. So to be named as one of those people in the mix is a testament to obviously the work that you've been doing. So walk us through, obviously, the last 4 years. Like, brand building comes from, you have to start with a vision and what you're trying to build. Can you give us some thoughts in like how that actually got started, what you wanted for the brand?
Yeah, so I remember when I first started, so I'd been off work, and I was like, right, I need a name, I need a logo. And like, I think back now, like how easy it would be for me now to kind of change a logo and to go onto Canva and, fiddle about and make something. But back then I literally remember being like, I don't know how to make a logo. It was like the scariest thing ever. And also to come up with a name. And I remember sitting with like family and friends and sending WhatsApp messages going, what do you think of this? What do you think of that? And it took ages, like way longer than it ever should have. And I think I knew I wanted something that wasn't just for children. I didn't want something like, like Kids Crafty Corner or something. I wanted something that could evolve, and I didn't necessarily want just craft. So when we first started, we were just Imagination. We never had the craft on the end, and that's kind of grown, and we're now Imagination Craft. So although it was going to be a craft business I wanted something that gave me the scope to kind of go into other areas. So if it was going to become kind of role play or, you know, those other kind of imaginative kind of activities. So yeah, when we finally come up with Imagination, I was like, yes, that's very me. It's, you know, got my name in it. I am the Emma from Imagination. Yeah, and it was, I was like, yes, that's it. And actually my mum put on a post the other day as a comment. She was like, do you remember when we were, you know, thinking of names? So once I had that, then we built the logo. And again, the logo's changed slightly. So we had black text when we first started. And we kind of built those colours in. And then I learned about, you know, having your set brand colours, and it kind of evolved from there, really. Yeah, and we've added bits in every year. So last year we introduced our mascot, which is Imagination Bear. So he comes to sessions with us. And we also, I think it was about then as well, we introduced kind of T-shirts that our families could buy as well. So we have like tiny little baby Imaginators in little T-shirts, right up to some of my adult crafters have T-shirts as well.
Oh, it's brilliant. And obviously a brand is more than just the logo, the colours and the fonts. So just walk us through what you've built in terms of a community and the experience.
Yeah, so we kind of want everyone that comes to a session to feel really comfortable. So I love the fact that when someone communicates with us, it's always me that kind of is there, that's going to answer. There's no kind of team behind us. So actually last night, someone who I used to know when I first moved to Plymouth messaged about a session. And then she said at the end, oh, by the way, it's so-and-so from so-and-so. And I was like, oh, why didn't you say that to start with? But people feel like it has to be formal, and I don't want people to feel that. You know, when you come to our sessions, you know, we have a good chat over WhatsApp. I found the joy of a voice note. We love a voice note now. Yeah, so I just want people to feel comfortable. We're having a picnic coming up in a couple of weeks' time, which is going to be our first kind of family picnic. So we had a big birthday bash event with lots of different offers in it. So we've got some lovely families coming to join us for a picnic, which hopefully, fingers crossed, the sun stays out. So it's just to be a nice chance for people to get together in it, you know, not to be the pressure of kind of crafting. We're obviously going to have some crafting at our picnic, but it's just a nice opportunity for families to chat to each other, in a different setting. So it should be really good fun.
And obviously you've been, for 4 years, you've been building your community. Do you know how many children have been through the doors or families in that time?
I don't have a number, but there are families now who, when we first started, we used to meet at Central Park, which is a different location, and only for a little while. And then we moved to where we are now. And there's families that first came to us then who, interestingly, have now like had second babies and come back and joined us. And things change, like families go back to work, then they have a second baby and they suddenly can come back because they're on maternity leave or they reduce their hours at work. And because we have family sessions on weekends and in the school holidays, it's always lovely to see those children that head off to school kind of coming back in the holidays. And those sessions always go really quick. People are like, yeah, want to do that. So it's really nice to see them kind of coming back. And yeah, it's just always lovely, isn't it, when you see a name pop up again that you haven't seen.
And they obviously enjoy the classes, so that's why they come back. And, if we talk about impact, because obviously one of the questions in the awards was around the impact that you're having on your community. Like, can you tell us any stories of the impact you've had?
Yeah, so interestingly, we talked about beavers a minute ago, but kind of that ability for people to know me both ways. So, perhaps having a child who wouldn't access something. So we've got a younger brother of one of my beavers who is going to be joining us at Craft School Club in September, who, wouldn't have been able to do that because he didn't feel... He was kind of worried about going to a new group. So actually he's going to come and join us because he knows me already. He sees me when he drops off kind of brother and stuff. And also we've had lots of families, kind of new mums or mums who have kind of got toddlers who perhaps didn't go to sessions but want to feel like they can come somewhere that they know. So actually where we run our sessions is also where the midwives do their kind of antenatal appointments. So I think people feel comfortable coming back to somewhere that they know. So if you've had a baby locally, you will have been to the Reece Centre where we do our sessions. And often they've seen me there. So the space we use, it's a really, if you haven't been to the Reece Centre, it's a strange building, but it's kind of a hall, which is kind of sunken down. So they would have walked past to go to their appointment and seen us in action. So it's nice that people know kind of what we look like sometimes before coming, into the space.
That's awesome. And what's the plans for the rest of this year? So what's your goals for the rest of this year?
Yeah, so this year it goes slightly crazy in September. So September at EM-MAgination Craft is all about Christmas. So we do a Christmas project where it's similar to some schools do, where children create a design. The little ones do their footprints, the older ones create a Christmassy design, and we send them off and they get printed professionally into mugs and cards and wrapping paper and things like that. So September goes crazy because we are busy doing that. So we spend a week at our local baby sensory and toddler sense, where all the families can take part in that as well. That's always a really exhausting week, just because you're constantly meeting new people and chatting and catching up with other people and people you haven't seen for a while. So that's September. And then October, our Halloween sessions are our busiest time, busier than Christmas, I find. And one of our Christmas sessions in September actually is fully booked already. So yeah, it's going to be super busy. And then it goes on to Christmas.
Is the plan to continue with the classes that you've got? And I know you do some adult classes as well.
Yeah. So we do, our sessions are mainly on a Friday. So we do each age group kind of once a month. We have our Craft to School Club, which again is full for September, which is fab. And then we do our adult sessions once a month. So my youngest goes to school a year in September. So kind of in a year in September, that's when everything is going to change, because I then will have a little bit more time on my hands, because she's at home kind of half of the week at the moment. Which is really lovely. I like having her at home because I didn't get the maternity leave with the eldest because of lockdown. So kind of living out that first time mum maternity leave now with the youngest. I kind of, this year is the year to really plan what EM-MAgination Craft is going to look like kind of from September 27, I guess. Because who knows?
That's very exciting. And if you were going to give advice to someone who's starting an independent business, who are looking to build their brand, what advice, like if they're starting to figure out, their brand, what it's going to look like, feel like, what advice would you give them?
So I think you've got to really look at who you are as a person and what you want your business to be. So for me, it was all about being kind of bright, colourful. That is me. I very, very rarely kind of, you never see me all in black. You know, I like a bright, colourful top. And I sort of feel like the orange screams me because I'm chatty. So I guess, it's looking at what you want you to be. And actually you're the face of your business. So if you're going to do it, you've got to want to do it, and it's got to be you, because you can't kind of fake what you are over, lots of years, And I think my biggest bit of advice that I've really liked is go live and be there. I always find my videos that I do online get way more views than kind of those static images that you can spend ages making. So be there, be the face of your business, because ultimately, you are the business.
Yeah, for sure, they are definitely the business. So if a parent's interested in finding out more about your activities, where's the best place for them to come and connect with you?
So our website is www.imaginationcraft.co.uk, and you can also find us on Instagram and on Facebook at Imagination Craft. Or if you're local, you can always pop into the Reece Centre. They've got leaflets there, and you might have seen we've got a new vinyl banner outside the Reece Centre, which is where we meet. And all the details are on there as well.
Cool. And if a provider wants, like an independent wants to come and chat with you about how to get started with their brand and build out what they've done, and you've been here for 4 years, so I'm sure you've got lots of knowledge to share with them, where's the best place to get in touch?
Either pop me a WhatsApp message. My number is 0777 614 1293, or find us over on Instagram and pop us a message over there and we'll get back to you.
Brilliant. Well, Emma, thank you so much for your time today and sharing about the amazing work that you're doing for your business that you've built on your own as an independent. It's not easy solo flying. Like, obviously, when you're part of a franchise network, you've got a team to back you up. When you're on your own, you are literally on your own. And I can't wait to have you on the 10th of October down in Birmingham. I think, have you already got your places secure? I know you've booked your tickets, but I know there's a house going.
Yeah, we've got a little house going on. So some of the lovely Krissy crew, we decided at Club Hub last year, we was like, shall we just get a house? So we have a house and a hot tub. We were just debating.
Yeah, I've heard this.
A hot tub. Really looking forward to it, and hopefully Mr. Imagination and the children survive a weekend on their own.
Yeah, they'll be fine. Oh, well, it's brilliant. Thank you so much for your time today. And if this video has resonated with you, please do get in touch with Emma if you want to talk about how to build your brand for your independent business. I'm sure she'll be happy to answer any questions. And thank you, Emma, so much for your time today.
Thank you.